Okay. And we are live. It's 11 a.m. on a Friday morning, gorgeous, cool Friday morning here in South Florida. Thank you, everybody that has tuned in. It's an incredible opportunity for us today. We're bringing in renowned author, motivator, and all-around entrepreneur, Mr. Nestor Ochoa, which I'm going to give an opportunity to introduce himself so you guys get to know him today with a topic that it's very dear to my heart, which is how to, in every storm there is a silver lining, and every cloud and every dark cloud, the light always shines through. So there's always an opportunity. You got to find this opportunity. For those that don't know me and are tuning in for the first time, my name is Ernesto Vega. I'm the broker founder of Canvas Real Estate. So for the past, since this event, national event has started, we've been doing 2 of these a week with different speakers, different co-hosts, different topics. The whole idea behind this series that I've been doing is a reminder that, in this situation, which is, it's like I said in my economic presentation on Wednesday, we just beginning the downturn on the roller coaster. A lot of people thinking, well, this is over. No, we're beginning the downturn on the roller coaster, and now it's when you got to prepare, and that's why I'm bringing Nestor in. But and now more than ever, you need to understand that you need to put on your mask first. You got to put on your mask first before you can put the mask to everybody else around you. So you need to be prepared, and you need to prepare mentally. And that is a lot of today's presentation. You need to be prepared mentally. You need to be prepared physically. That's why I always say you need to start every day taking your meds. And then, remember, meds is meditation, exercise, diet, and sleep. You need to take your meds daily, now more than ever. So, I've been doing this series because I want everybody to keep focused and the reality that we're facing, and what will be the new reality after the stay-at-home order are lifted. Like I said at the beginning of my rant, my co-host is Nestor Ochoa. Nestor is a world-renowned author and motivational speaker. Plus, is an entrepreneur. He owns and manages different businesses throughout the planet. But his passion is motivation and leadership. So Nestor, the floor is yours. Before we get started, you can give an intro to yourself, so everybody that's out there watching can get to know you as I know you.
Definitely, Ernesto. Well, first of all, thank you for the opportunity to be sharing with you and your whole team. And I know some other people are also connected through Facebook Live. After those words, I don't know if I have much to say.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Put on the mask, the meds. I love that. Meditation, exercise. What was the other one?
Meditation, exercise, diet, and sleep.
Diet and sleep. I don't know about the diet, because one of the things I've been enjoying the most at home is cooking. Is like a hobby to me, and taking care of my wife and our daughter. And but it is ironic that I've been eating normal, but respecting certain times, and instead of gaining weight, I actually lost 2 pounds. And so
that hasn't happened to me. I haven't been that blessed.
But listen, the topic today, like you said, is in the middle of difficulty lies opportunity. By the way, this phrase is not one that I invented. Albert Einstein said it many years ago, and he has a bunch of teachings on crisis that I really strongly recommend that you go into Google and search them, because the teachings are amazing. I use them a lot, especially nowadays on a daily basis, because Ernesto, I had the opportunity to listen to your presentation on Wednesday. By the way, it was amazing. It was very educational. I loved, both Joe and Ruben, how they also interacted and they complimented what you said. But the information was just amazing. And it's great. It's great to have those figures. And that's why I have so much respect and admiration for you, because I don't know if if I make the time to do so much research as you do. So when I look for numbers, I come to someone like you. I just pick up the phone and say, hey, Ernesto, give me some, numbers, because that's what you do and you love that. Now that's the left side of our brain. That's the analytical part of it, but we also need to work on the right side of our brain, and that's why you asked me to be on this call today, because it is important for us to be emotionally healthy. It is important now more than ever. You mentioned it, right before our call. In my second book, Born to Be Happy, it's mainly about developing emotional intelligence. And I'm 45, and in my 45, years of age, I can't think of a time where I needed emotional intelligence the most. Even now, being home, as you know, I've been married for 25 years with an amazing woman, and we've been together for 29. And I would always make a joke. People would always say, "Listen, how is it that you managed to stay married for so long? And you guys look so happy. I mean, you guys look amazing." And I used to say, hey, that's because out of the 25 years, I've been traveling for 22, 2-3 weeks out of the month. And I thought it was a joke, but it isn't. Now being home 24/7, with her, as I said, I love cooking, and all of a sudden she turns around, she goes, it smells, a lot like food. And I'm like, yeah, because I'm cooking, I'm making you, lunch. And she goes, okay, because she's not into cooking. Now, keeping the house clean and organized, she's a freak. I mean, it's amazing, and I love that. But things like that, like what time are we having breakfast together? Because, I start the day early at 7 a.m. and we're eating so early, and right outside, our home, there's a beautiful lake. So we have breakfast, and we're overlooking the lake. And I said, yeah, I want to have breakfast with you. And she goes, yeah, but why so early? Really? I mean, but it goes to show you how different we all are. And so we sat down and we talked, and we said, listen, we're going to be 24/7 together. Let's come to agreements and let's work things, and our differences out, because I know you want the best for me and I want the best for you. So, and we did, and you have no idea how much we are enjoying every day. But I do know that we are all going through challenges. I do know that sometimes, in some days, I get up and I question myself, and sometimes I'm fearful, and sometimes I'm tired, because lately, believe it or not, Ernesto, and I think you can relate to me, I've been working 3 times harder than I used to be. When I would go to the office and have a regular schedule, right now I'm working 3 times harder. I'm on calls from 8 a.m. all the way until sometimes 9 p.m. and I'm having to make adjustments on that as well, so that I can balance everything.
Yeah, because we want to be there for everybody.
No, for the family, and no. So, but it's been, so some days I get up and I'm tired. Some days I get up and I'm fearful. Some days I get up and I question myself. But this is the difference. The difference, and what I always tell people is that most people stay with that mentality. What I choose to do consciously is a conscious decision. I make it a choice I allow myself to feel that way for 15 minutes. 15 minutes. If I want to cry, I cry. If I want to be fearful, I let myself feel that. If I want to, uncertainty is something that we all have questions, and I let myself go to those places. But 15 minutes later, I know what to do. I know what music to put. I know what videos to watch. I know to jump into the shower and, give myself a nice shower, but more cold than warm, water. I know how to get, change my state, because I need to do that. So it is important for us to have this type of seminars where we're working on our emotions, because it is important. Yeah, washing our hands and staying, clean is good, but having a clean mindset, having, clean emotions is extremely important now more than ever. So that's today's topic. I'm going to be, jumping and covering different topics today, but it's all, from the heart, and it's all with the intention to serve, to give, and to encourage all of you that are out there, that we're all together. We're all in this together, and it's okay to feel whatever it is that you're feeling, but let me give you some tools that will help you also transform and modify those feelings so that you can make every day, a better day. So that's the goal of today's seminar.
Thank you for that, Ernesto. So if everybody watching us on Facebook Live right now, if you can take the opportunity to click that share button, and because today's presentation, the numbers one that we just did was important. This one is more important because our mental well-being determines our health, determines our environment, determines the time with our families. So if you can take a moment, hit share, so everybody else out there has the opportunity to listen to Nestor speak, and learn how to recharge those batteries, how to change the mindset, and that he just hit, how to create habits that, although you go to that dark place that we all go to at some point in time in the day, you learn how to come back, analyze, and make a plan. So Ernesto, that's a great tip right there. If you missed that, it will be in the recording. But anybody watching us right now, please hit share, so we can have as many people take advantage of listening to Nestor. Okay, Nestor, the floor is yours. I'll interrupt you as you go along, but the floor is yours.
Feel free. As I said, this is nothing, set in stone, and we're here to have fun. And even though, we're virtually connecting, I think, by the way, I've been closer to people now than before, because before, as you know, I'm always traveling and on a plane, etc. And that actually created a lot of distance, on my part. But now that I'm home, I get to see people more. I get to speak to people more. So I love it. So please feel free to interrupt at any time, because that's what this is all about. Hey, so let's have fun with this. And so watch this. You know me. I gotta do things different. So watch. This is for you, Ernesto, and the company. Watch it. You gotta love this. Oh my God. Welcome to Canvas Real Estate. Come on now. Come on.
I like that.
We should stop right there and and drop the mic. I mean, really.
Yeah, that's a drop the mic moment. You started with the best at the beginning. All right, got it.
It just goes to show you, man, that I was thinking of you and the company and the team when I was doing this. So anyways, listen, the middle of difficulty lies opportunity. As I mentioned before, this is something that Albert Einstein said, but this phrase over here, and it's only a piece of it's a whole, document that he wrote on crisis, but he says that it's in crisis that invention is born, as well as discoveries and strategies. Whoever overcomes a crisis overcomes himself without being overcome. I love that, but I want to highlight that the word crisis is here twice. The root of that word in the Greek, word, it means decision. That's what, if you Google it and you do the research, crisis, what it means is decisions, okay? So as leaders, that I know I'm speaking to leaders on this call, we all need to come to that, moment to ask ourselves, what decision am I going to make right now? What attitude am I going to have? Am I going to be a follower, or am I going to be a leader? Am I going to have a great attitude? Am I going to have a negative attitude? Am I going to see opportunity? Am I going to see difficulty? Because that's unfortunately what some people do. Some people, no matter what you put in front of them, they would always see a problem. And some of us, no matter what you put in front of us, we would always see an opportunity. So that it is important to know that we need to, these are times to make decisions as to how are you going to reinvent yourself as a real estate agent? How are you going to reinvent yourself as to how you were doing things? Because we hear this a lot. I hear this a lot. Oh, Nestor, what you don't understand is that this is how I've been doing things all my life. Well, guess what? We are called to transform that train of thought in that mentality, because we were all hit with reality in the last month and a half, something that nobody was ready for. But to say that this is how I've been doing things, now is not the time. Now is the time to say, listen, this is what I have going on right now, and I'm going to make the best of it. So that's a challenge. During these times, of crisis, there are different types of emotions. One of them is fear. As I said, I feel it once in a while when I start thinking, okay, you know what? I do seminars and in front of 800, 1,000 people, 5,000 people, 100, 200 people, and I can't do that anymore. So if I just think of that, I'm going to be fearful. And it's going to create uncertainty and panic because, oh my God, how am I going to generate money? How am I going to provide for my family? Oh my God. But immediately what I need to do is modify, is redirect. In NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming, we call it redirecting our thoughts. We need to redirect our thoughts so that I can replace fear, uncertainty, and panic. And I'll get to that in a minute. So these are some of the emotions amongst, many others that people are feeling right now. But people are talking about social distancing. We need to be very careful with social influence. That is more powerful than anything that we can think of. And as leaders, we need to make that decision to say, what am I going to see? Who am I going to hear? For example, listening to you, Ernesto, and Joe and Ruben, you guys give me hope. You really give me hope, because you're not giving, even though you made it clear during your presentation, listen, what I'm about to say here is an opinion, and you made it clear, listen, this is an opinion, but my opinion is based on facts, is based on numbers. So I'm listening to you, and it gives me hope, because you went back to 1916, 1921 to the 9/11, 2001 to 2008, 2007. So you educated yourself before you created an opinion. So I'd rather listen to someone like you than to go on Facebook or any other media and listen to people that are just giving opinion based on fear, or based on, oh, I just think that we're going to go back to this or that. I choose who I listen to. I choose what I read. I choose what kind of TV shows or news channel I watch, because it's a war going on right now. Depending on which channel you turn on, Fox or CNN, they're going against each other. So they get into politics and all this stuff, and I'm out of that. I made it a point, and I told my wife, I'm out of politics, I'm out of religion, I'm out of all those things, because right now you need to be, have a clear mind because of social influence. Watch this. This video is so powerful. It shows how social influence can really have an effect on us. So keep in mind, this video, 3 people here are 2 actors, 1 actress, and the other person, like this lady, she has no clue what's about to happen, that she's being recorded. By the way, this video, I can give you the source. It's true. It was created by a government agency to show teenagers, young people. They were working with them with regards to drug use. So they show them how social influence is so powerful in our day-to-day life. So watch this. Can you guys hear the video? The sound?
Yeah, sound is on.
No, not the sound? The guy inside is the actor and actress right there.
That's unbelievable.
It is true, by the way, Ernesto. This is not made up. That is true. Watch the last one. The last one is the best. And it all depends on your personality and how easy, and character, how easy you are to influence. And watch this guy. Look at his shoulders. Look at the way he's looking down, the way he carries himself. You can tell you can influence him, easily. Look at his face. Look, he's so busy looking at everyone else that he hasn't realized that they're not moving. But Look at his face. I mean, he can't believe it. Now he's like, is this a joke? I mean,
Now he's catching on. Now he's catching
wow,
on.
but yeah, but he's still going. I mean,
He's still following. He's still
he went
following.
all the way around. Now watch. They haven't moved, but he's so into. That's how our minds, operate.
And he didn't notice they weren't even moving.
There you go, folks. Social influence. I mean, such a powerful video. As I said, I can give you the source so you can see that it's not made up. It's an actual video. So who is, influencing you? Something else that we need to keep in mind, Ernesto, is accountability. We need to stay accountable for, our emotions. We need to stay accountable for our performance, for, generating, business, for, our families, for everything that we do, because it's so easy to just blame. Right now I hear people, oh, if the president was doing things different, if this person was doing, if China, if they're blaming everybody instead of looking at themselves. So let me just show you this brief video, which watch this. This is right now a lot of people that are followers. They're not leaders, they're followers. And watch, this is where we are right now with a lot of people.
Whoa, that's not good.
Oh, I don't need this. I'm already late.
Somebody will come. Anybody out there?
Do you have a phone?
I mean, all you need to do is go up the stairs and continue. But no.
Somebody! Hello?
This is people at home right now, Ernesto.
There are 2 people stuck on an escalator and we need help. Now, would somebody please do something?
Okay, so what?
I don't believe this.
I don't believe.
You gotta be kidding me.
No, I don't believe you.
Yeah.
Well, there's not enough left to do. So,
Okay, so what's the teaching here? Listen, is that right now you got people at home and they're, hey, anybody, I'm here, I'm home, I got nothing to do. I'm bored, what do I do? Hey, listen, go out for a walk. Listen, go and, cook something, do something, exercise, like you said. There's so much to do, but no, we're expecting for somebody to come and save us from what? I mean, I have the freedom to do what I want to do, even though I can't go certain places, I can do certain things, but no, it's easier for us to blame somebody else instead of being accountable. So folks, now it's time to think outside the box more than ever. I know this is a word that we heard for so many years, but now is the time to do it. These companies saw it. They saw it coming many years ago. And these are people that, these are companies that started thinking outside the box. Uber, Airbnb, Amazon, Zappos, they are in a great place now because obviously Airbnb it has limitations because of social distancing. Uber, they're making a killing now with deliveries. They're not.
It's very funny. There was an article today in the morning, Wall Street Journal. Airbnb is beta testing in Chicago. So they feel that the working at home will remain a thing for this year and some parts of next year. So they're working in a partnership where you can rent they're going to take hotel rooms and convert hotel rooms into work areas. So then you can rent a hotel and it's your work area, your private work area with high-speed internet, plasma TV, so you can call teleconference. And I'm reading this today. I'm like, wow.
Room service.
Yes.
You pick up the phone and, hey, I'm hungry. Bring me something. They'll put it at the door. You don't have to see anybody.
So they're sitting there saying, okay, our business model needs to change, like you said at the beginning. Our business model needs to change. We have the infrastructure already. We have the users. What do the users need right now? They need a space to work and they want to go somewhere to work. So they're beta testing it in Chicago. I don't know if it's going to roll out nationwide, but I thought it was like, wow, that is like thinking outside the box.
It's sick, but you know what they do? You know what they do, Ernesto? They're taking time every day to get on a, they go on a whiteboard and they start, brainstorming ideas, okay? And the question that they all put out there is, okay, what is the need that people have, and how can we fulfill that need? That is vision, is my ability to see the future and the needs for the future, and how can I fulfill those needs? And that's what they do, and that's what Facebook has been doing. They have the 80-20 rule, that 20% of their day, all they do is think of ideas, new ideas. Uber, I mean, they're just amazing with how, creative they are. I mean, Zappos, you know who they are, Ernesto?
Yeah, I've been using Zappos for the past 4 years.
Have you been to their office in Vegas?
No.
It is sick. From the moment you walk up to the building, the security lady, it was a lady when I was there, super, I mean, happy and welcome to Zappos and all this stuff. You pay $10 to take the tour. I was there for my birthday in Vegas with my wife, and she goes, "What do you want to do?" And I said, "I want to go tour, Zappos," because they do that. $10.
Only me and you will go tour an office building and for our birthday. Everybody else is take me to see a show, take me to go gambling. No. Let me see another innovator, what I can learn from that innovator.
I swear, you can call my wife right now. She goes, what do I do today for your birthday? And I said, I want to tour Zappos. I want to meet Tony. because I admire the guy so much. So $10 each. Okay. We showed up. They gave us, 2 water bottles. They gave us an apple, and gave us the whole tour. Okay. Showed us everything. On every floor, they have food and stuff. What do you guys want to eat? No, we're good. On the way out, they gave us a book that is about $45. We paid $10. Okay. $45. Then they go, "Oh, where are you guys staying? And how did you get here?" "Oh, no, we took Uber. Please let us." They send us back to our hotel. $18 they paid for Uber to take us back to our hotel. They gave each of us a book that is $45. They had us take, pictures with, I'm the king and my wife the queen and all. Sick. I mean, these guys are amazing. But that's why they're selling over $2 billion in shoes online. They saw it before. People were saying, "Who's going to buy shoes online?" Well, guess what? Somebody who needs it. And if we can generate, in this word, I want all of you to please write it down, because that is what everything boils down to right now. Online trust. If I can trust agents, you're out there. You have no idea how many articles are coming out there with people buying homes online, meaning through a virtual tour, the agent touring the facility with their camera, showing, because there is trust. If I trust you, I'm trusting that what you're selling me is worth it. I'm trusting that you give me the right advice for the need that I have right now. I'm trusting you that you're representing me as a professional, and in a great way. So people trust Zappos, and you know why they trust them? Because they give you a 365-day warranty, guarantee that if you're not happy with the product, send it back. Meaning you can buy their shoes, use them for 360 days, send it back, and you will get 2 questions. Do you want another pair, or do you want your money back after a year? And by the way, February 29th this year, if you bought a pair of shoes from them, you get 4 years warranty. 4 years. Awesome. So you can use the shoes for 4 years and then send them back and say, "I want my money back." And they would not ask you any questions. Okay. That is trust. Okay. So that's something that these people, they're thinking outside the box. Ernesto, maybe you already heard, this is the Blue Ocean strategy. Have you heard of it?
No. Go ahead and
it comes, from, this is from 2009, 2010, 2000. Two university from Harvard, 2 Harvard professors came together. They wrote this book talking about, how companies are swimming in the same red ocean. They're cutting throats. If you sell your product for 20, I will sell mine for 18. Somebody else will sell for 17, for 15. That's not good business practice. So they talked about creating blue oceans. Uber became a blue ocean. Okay, Airbnb became a blue ocean. Cirque du Soleil became a blue ocean out of Canada. They said, we're not gonna target, small children. We're gonna go after adults. We're not gonna have a tent, beat up tent. No, we're gonna do a really nice tent where it makes people feel like they're coming into a theater. We're gonna go after businesses. We're not gonna have animals. We're gonna have professionals doing this, the best of the best. And they laughed. They said, Raymond Brothers, they said, please, we've been doing it for 100 years. Well, guess what? 6 years ago, Ring Brothers closed down after 104 years. They went out of business, and Cirque du Soleil is growing, every day, bigger and bigger. Marriott, listen to this. It took Marriott 100 years to get to 700 doors. That's how they call them. They're rooms, they call them doors because they buy every hotel. It took Airbnb 7 years to get to 1.5 billion doors. 7 years. These are people that are saying, you know what, I'm not going to continue to swim, this red ocean, I'm swimming here. I just got off the phone with a company I was doing a Zoom call with a company out of Guatemala. They've been doing shows, and everything has to do with how many followers they have online. Guess what they're doing? They're creating a blue ocean now. They're creating educational products now for companies so that they can fulfill their internal clients' needs and their external clients' needs. Now, they don't care to know how many views, how many social media, YouTube views you have, Instagram, nothing, because it's a product they need. I just got off the phone, doing consulting for that company. So it is important that as agents, as companies, as real estate companies, for us to think outside the box and to get out of that red ocean that we've been swimming for so long and create a blue ocean. So from now on, Ernesto, when you meet with your staff and your management team and stuff, please tell them, listen, what is the blue ocean that we are creating? Is that a blue ocean idea? No, let's put it on the side. We don't want to talk about it now because we want to be in a blue ocean. And it's amazing because look, this is the opportunity. Red ocean is this big. Blue oceans, there's no limit to it. Okay. So any comments on that?
Well, in today's world, the red ocean and how to compete cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. It's what's going on with the oil markets right now across the planet, that literally became a race of who can pump more and who can sell it cheaper. And and last month, the contracts for June on oil contracts, the producers were paying the people to take the oil. Oil went actual negative in value because there was so much oil being pumped, and all storage facilities in the planet are at a 98% occupancy. Right now off the coast of California, there's 120 oil tankers docked because they don't need the oil, and it's just sitting there waiting for the economy to reopen so this oil can start pumping. So it became a competition, who's cheaper, and they have run all of them out of business because competing with each other.
And that's usually what happens. I went to Colombia, and this government agency took me to this town where they have a lot of people building stuff with wood and mainly furniture stores. So I go to every furniture store, and every model is almost the same. And I'm like, why do you guys build the same thing, all of you, and all you're doing is competing price? Why can somebody build a bed that it's different, a round bed? Oh no, people won't buy round beds. According to who? That way I can put it. It doesn't matter how, when I lay down, it doesn't matter which way I do it, because I'll be right, no matter how I do it. I mean, and we did a whole seminar on how to create blue oceans, and it's amazing. The name of the book is called Blue Ocean Strategy.
I wrote it down. When this is over, I'm down getting it.
Ernesto, listen, I'm serious, brother. You're gonna love me because, and again, it goes back, 12 years ago, 13 years ago, but the strategies that they talk about, I mean, more than ever, they apply forever, but they apply now, because right now we got to be thinking blue oceans. That's something that I will give, my whole team there. Look at it. I love this. Guatemala, as you know, I have an office in Guatemala, and I go there every month. Ernesto, look at some of the companies, what they're doing over there. MasterCard, they're showing, and I'm going to talk about this in a few minutes. They're showing empathy, they're showing compassion, they're showing. Oh, by the way, Ernesto, I got this one also to give you. Are you ready for this one?
Let's go.
Canvas. At this moment, Canvas. Okay, what it stands for is is not only competitive but compassionate agents that are fulfilling people's needs, and the N stands for needs. They have the vision, they're working with the right attitude, and the S is to serve others. Okay, so it's compassionate agents, need, vision, attitude, and serve. Okay, I'll send you a bill for that one. Okay,
yeah, later. Please do.
But, hey, listen, we need to compassion. The other day I did a video for social media, and I talked about the ABCs of to apply now in crisis. And I said, A, amor, B, bondad, and C, compasión in Spanish, okay? And it was very well taken, but that's what we need right now. So these people are showing empathy. And look, MasterCard, they separated their circles, Starbucks with the mask, on Nike, instead of just don't do it, like stop right now. The Olympics, Mercado Libre, with
Mercado Libre is, I mean, that's very, very creative. I got to give them credit for that. That was very creative.
Now you got to see McDonald's, the two M's, they separated the M's.
Oh, wow.
They separated the M's, okay, on McDonald's. So my question to you, Ernesto, to your team is, what are you going to do? How are you going to show empathy as a company? Through your logo, through, what I'm saying? Like, we got to get creative, and we do this, and we blast everyone in our database, and we show we're not here to sell you anything. We're just here to show you that we're here with you and for you. So it is time to watch this right there. I hope you can see it. You see it, Ernesto?
Yes, that's unbelievable.
So yeah, so it is a great. I mean, but it goes to show you that companies are really making the time to think and say, listen, what can we do to show people that we really care? So there's a few challenges for you guys today. And one of them is that, one is, what decisions are you going to make? Because crisis, that's what it means. What decisions are you guys going to make as a company? Second, how are you going to think outside of the box? Third, what strategies are you going to use to create a blue ocean? Another one is, what can we do to show compassion and empathy to our people, to our clients and future clients, knowing that we're going through this? A few. So the idea is you're going to like this. Look at that one, new oceans. Okay, that's where I want to see Canvas swimming right there and then. Okay, Canvas, a bunch of people with shirts, go to the beach and take people and take a nice drone picture with people wearing Canvas. Okay, so leadership. Let me remind you, because I did it at the convention, but leadership is my ability to influence somebody else's behavior, but without the use of physical power or using the title that is given to me. So if I'm using my title, that's not true leadership. You're just, a manager, and you're just using your title. If I'm using, force, that's not leadership. Anybody with a gun can go and do whatever, but you don't need leadership for that. Right now is when we are called to influence others, whether, it's our children, our agents, the people that work with us, but we only do it by example. We only do it by, people will do what we do, not what we tell them to do. So it is important to do a self-evaluation. How am I reacting to this? Because I got news for you. Our kids are watching. I'm going out, I walk with my wife and our daughter, and she's watching how we react to all of this. If I panic, I know she's going to panic. If I smile, she smiles. If I'm confident, she's confident. If I'm fearful, she's fearful. So the same with our company and our people. So this is, remember I told you before, it was fear, uncertainty, and panic. This is what we need to replace, our thoughts with. As a leader, we need to replace fear with faith. Guys, I don't know about you, and as I said, I'm not here to preach religion, because I am not, but I do have faith. I know that there's someone higher than me that is in control, and I see it every day. As I wake up, as I go through the day, I see it in the way that he's been providing through these times in ways that I never have imagined in my life. Miracles every day, confidence. Guess what? So when I started thinking, man, if seminars, and if there's social distance, what do? I'm doing seminars just like this one. Companies are calling me to do seminars just like this one, and they're paying for it because they need to motivate their people. They need to show their people, open their minds. And so guess what? Now I don't need to get on a plane. Now I don't need to be away from home, from my family. Now I'm actually in a better place because I'm doing what I love doing at home. And it's beautiful. And then to stay calm. It is important to stay calm. And folks, keep this in mind. Let me give you a strategy here. Our mind can only focus in one thing at a time, only one thing at a time. Okay, when you're multitasking, it doesn't work, and I can prove it to any of you. Okay, I know some of you may think that, oh, I'm great at multitasking. That's not how the brain was created to be, and it wasn't programmed to multitask. So if I focus on fear, that's how my whole body's going to react, and that's what I'm going to feel. But instead, I can redirect that and see myself, healthy, and see my family healthy, and see how I'm providing for my family, and see everything paid for, and see growth, and see me helping others and giving hope to others, and being a blessing to other people. And I mean, all of a sudden, everything changes. All of a sudden, so whenever you feel down, bring to your mind, bring a moment in your life where you were confident, when you were happy, when you were feeling at your best. And your mind cannot tell, time. Your mind cannot tell the difference whether it was 10 years ago or now. You close your eyes, and right now you can close your eyes and go anywhere you want to go. You want to go to Disney, close your eyes and you'll be in Disney in a second, and you'll be on a roller coaster, and you can say, "Woo!" You can do whatever you want, one thing at a time. Okay, so whenever any negative thoughts come, it's called redirecting our mind. Redirect that to what you want. Many times we focus on we don't want. Oh, I don't want it to rain today. Oh, I don't want to lose money. Oh, I don't want it to. No, what do I want? So ask yourself, what do I want, and bring that to your head, and that's what happens. Let's watch this video. Hopefully you can hear it.
The first step before anybody else in the world believes it is you have to believe it. There's no reason to have a plan B because it distracts from plan A. Wow. Confucius said, he who says he can and he who says he can't are both usually right. Being realistic is the most commonly traveled road to mediocrity. Why would you be realistic? What's the point of being realistic? You have to believe that something different than what has happened. You have to believe that something different can happen. Rather than feeling like you're at effect to all the things that are happening. Make a choice. You just decide what it's going to be, who you're going to be, how you're going to do it. Just decide. And then from that point, the universe is going to get out your way. Greatness is not this wonderful, esoteric, elusive, godlike feature that only the special among us will ever taste. It's something that truly exists in all of us.
Very inspirational.
I've never really viewed myself as particularly talented. Where I excel is ridiculous, sickening work ethic. While the other guy's sleeping, I'm working. While the other guy's eating, I'm working. There's no easy way around it. No matter how talented you are, your talent is going to fail you if you're not skilled. Talent you have naturally. Skill is only developed by hours and hours and hours of beating on your craft. I want to be an idea. I want to represent possibilities. I want to represent the idea that you really can make what you want. I believe that we are who we choose to be. The road to success is through commitment and through the strength to drive through that commitment when it gets hard. It is going to get hard and you're going to want to quit sometimes, but it'll be colored by who you are and more who you want to be. When you wake up in the morning and your life means something to somebody other than you, that you have a purpose. If you don't go do the things that you're going to do, people's lives will suffer. To live in service, not to you, but to live in service to humanity, to live in service to your family, to your church, to your city, to your country, to the world. That is the purest form of joy. If you are not making someone else's life better, then you're wasting your time.
You can't be scared to die for the truth. The truth is the only thing that's ever going to be constant. It's very simple. This is what I believe, and I'm willing to die for it.
Oh,
Period.
what are you willing to die for? What are you willing? Hey, who are you? Notice he's confident. He knows who he is. He knows what he gets up every day for. It's what we choose to focus on. Listen, Ernesto, you and I have we have someone that we know in common, and Bill from Kentucky. And this man, I spoke to him yesterday, and we had a conference call, and he took my call while he was driving. I said, Bill, where are you going? I'm going to get a listing. I'm like, wow. Just so you know, he sold 27 properties this month. 27 properties this month.
Wow.
And I'm giving you names and everything, so you can call and verify it and double check and see, because I'm not making it up. 27 properties. So for those that are watching, you choose to say, you know what, there's no one's buying, or you choose to say, I'm going for all of those that are buying. We got people from Latin America. I'm not exaggerating. I can show you text messages saying, listen, we got cash at hand. We got money in the bank. Can you please let us know any opportunities that are at hand, because we're ready to jump on. There are people ready to buy. And notice he says, you know, you can't let plan B distract you from plan A. I love what you cover on Wednesday, Ernesto, and you were very to the point. It says, I know a lot of you may be thinking of getting into, okay, short sales. Let me specialize in short sales. And he said, I'm going to have a conversation with all of you, and I'm going to see, I'm going to call you and tell you, listen, get back to plan A, because that's the mentality. People are already thinking of plan B. Oh, the short sales and what's going to happen. Listen, there is plenty of plan A to be distracted by plan B. There is so much to go around. This guy, 27 properties in 1 month. I mean, in banking, this past month, we had, it was a record month because of people. There is between $2 and $5 trillion in mortgages out there that people are refinancing. I mean, what am I going to look at? What do I choose consciously to look at? Those that are complaining, or those that are doing and buying and investing their money? So there's plenty. I love what you cover about equity. Man, I mean, we haven't had one client out of Guatemala who purchased or bought a property with no less than 30% down. Back in 2007, 2008, that didn't exist. It was the famous 80-20s, and then developers will give them closing costs, and people, they were not in at all because they had nothing to lose. So it's a complete different monster scenario. So when people compare, yeah, you have the right thing to compare, but it's nothing like it. And then you cover, 37% of the properties in the United States don't have a mortgage; they're paid for. Most of them have 147,000, at least in Florida, in equity. Yes, they do. I have some other people that I know, investors, friend of mine that have invested here. They invested in Orlando, and I can tell you right now, they have an average about $130,000 in equity on each one of those properties. And I was, it's great to know that they're in that situation. So, man, what choice am I going to make? What decision am I going to make? Who am I going to follow? I'm going to say that the rest of the seminar. Attributes of a leader. Let's take the communication. How you communicating yourself is key right now. And when I talk about communication, folks, text messages, people are reading more text messages than ever before, emails, phone calls. How are you communicating? But it's not only the method that you're using, is what language are you using? The other day I was doing training for our people on identifying the type of person that you have in front of you. Is it a choleric? Is it a sanguine? Is it a phlegmatic? Is it a melancholic? So that way I know how to speak to them. Is it auditory? Is it visual? Is it kinesthetic? So that I can relate and communicate myself. We need to train ourselves on all those areas, because now more than ever, we need to communicate and take our communication level to another level. But now I call you and say, hey, Ernesto, I think there may be an opportunity for you to invest. I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe it's good, maybe not. But I mean, if you're interested, I can send you information. I'll hang up if somebody calls me like that. I'll hang up on that person. Listen, what? I mean, you're not even confident and you're calling me? That's disrespectful. Don't disrespect my intelligence. So it's what we project, is the energy that we project. And I'll talk about that in a little bit as well. So how you communicate yourself, inspiration. I love the fact that, and I take my hat off to you, brother, that you're doing this. Inspiration comes from bringing the best from within. That's what we're in. Inspiration is bringing the best from within. So again, what are you looking at in the morning? What are you saying to yourself? Is this, so someone close to me yesterday calls me, says, Nestor, can you believe that this morning I connected, to my, on my computer and the first message I got from my boss, it was, it's going to be a bad day.
Yeah.
What? At 8 o'clock in the morning, and that's the message you get from your leader, is going to be a bad day. I mean, I want to reach out through the computer and choke that person. What are you talking about? And the words are so powerful. We create through the words. We either create or we destroy it. It's going to be a bad day. How inspirational is that? I mean, imagine that. So folks, so they call me to help them, sort of get their mindset in a different place. So we need to really inspire ourselves and not wait for somebody to do it. But as leaders, we also need to be inspiring to others. So when you pick up the phone and you call your clients, give them a word of inspiration and hope. And we're going to cover hope in a little bit. Transparency. Folks, I started this whole webinar sharing with you that there are days that I feel fearful, down, etc. I'll be lying to you if I tell you different, because that's me. I'm human. Okay, I make mistakes every day. But people want to hear that. People want to hear that you're transparent. People want to hear that if you don't know, tell them I don't know. If you're not, feeling good, tell them, you know what? Yesterday I had a challenging day, but you got to see today I woke up with a different mindset and I want to conquer the world. And it's been an amazing day. But be transparent with people, because we all know that we're going through challenges. So transparency is something that a lot of people are valuing nowadays. Imagination, folks. Steve Jobs, it says, let me put up, in a minute, I'm going to show you, in 30 seconds, I'll show you a phrase from Steve Jobs that says that imagination is more important than intelligence, and especially nowadays. But imagination. So how do you imagine your business? How do you imagine your life in 3 months, in 6 months, in a year? How do you imagine? And the beauty of imagining is that there are no limits. I can imagine myself however I want to. There are no limits. But there's a magic when I imagine. Listen to this phrase. There is nothing a man can achieve unless it's first conceived in their mind. There is nothing anybody can achieve unless it's first conceived in our minds. Everything that you guys see, this computer, this webinar, it was conceived in Ernesto's mind. He sent me a message, we connected, and it was then created, and here we are. Okay, but it has to first be conceived in our minds, so then it can become a reality and materialize. Okay, before anything materializes, it has to be conceived in our minds. So let's watch.
I was a big dreamer, and so my job was to clean these 7 floors between Friday and Sunday. So every time I would go to the 7th floor was the CEO's office. So I would bust in like I was the CEO. I'm dreaming like I'm the CEO now. And who would have ever thought? I've been blessed. And here I am the CEO of my own company.
Well, I think that the number one thing is you have to have a very clear vision, a very clear goal of where you want to go, because only then you will get there. You can have the best airplane or the best ship in the world, but if the captain doesn't know where to go, he will just drift around. If the pilot does not know where to go, he will just drift around with his plane. So I think the key thing is that we know where we're going and that you're very passionate about that. You see it always in front of you, the goal.
To
thrive in whatever you do, please understand your terrain. Know what your target is. Don't guess it. Be as clued up as the next man, because that's your petrol. That's your fuel to get you moving. If you don't know where you're going, what your targets are, you're never going to get there. Period.
The other thing that's important is that you got to shoot for the top. You got to go and really have big goals and think big, because then you're going to get big. Then you're going to go and achieve big things. That is the most important thing. You know, we don't achieve big things by accident.
I have to tell each and every one of you that it doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are, your age, you can achieve anything that you set your mind to. And I always say, if I can do it, anyone can do it.
If you think that you're going to go and accomplish something really special and be the best in anything in the world, and you think you can do it without working, you make a big mistake. Because no matter what I did, if it was in bodybuilding or in acting or if it was in the political arena, it always took a lot of work. And you got to put out, and you got to, something make a lot of sacrifices. Notice, if you're not willing to work hard, forget about it.
I mean, imagine this guy. I mean, he came here not knowing the language and became the governor of California. It's amazing. I to share what I'm about to share, I need to stop sharing just for a second here, because I want to see all of you, and I want all of you to see me. So watch this. Imagination will give us focus, clear focus, okay? So if you're write this down, where my focus goes, my energy will follow, period. Where my focus goes, my energy will follow. But there is something that precedes focus, and is value. So let me give you the whole phrase. Where I perceive value, my focus will go. And where my focus goes, my energy will follow. So it is important to know that. So when I wrote the first book, The 7 Pillars of Success, towards the end, there's a chapter that I talk about, transformation. And this teaching to me is now more than ever so powerful, because when we talk about value, each one of us has to have a clear understanding as to what's valuable to us. Each one of us has to have something that will drive us every day, that is so valuable, that is going to make me want to get up every morning to do what I do and enjoy it while I do it, okay? So I don't know what it is for you. It could be a better lifestyle for your family. It could be, looking better, buying something, having a better car, a house, growing your business. I don't know what it is, but it has to be so powerful that it gives meaning to your life. So watch this. I spoke to a scientist at the University of Washington. She was able, her and a group of scientists, to go into the chrysalis for the first time to see live what was happening in there. So they saw the caterpillar go in. It becomes gooey, something gooey. And then 10 days later, transformation happens, metamorphosis happens, and it becomes a butterfly. So the study it showed is that when the caterpillar goes in, it has 2 different cells. It has the brain cell and the stomach cell. And this is what I thought it was so amazing, that the scientists block the stomach cell and let the caterpillar go into the chrysalis. 10 days went by, there was no metamorphosis. No butterfly came out. So they said maybe the opposite, the other one is stronger. So they blocked the brain and let the stomach one go. 10 days later, no metamorphosis. So they came to the conclusion that in order for metamorphosis to take place, the brain cell has to work directly with the stomach cell. So Nestor, what does that have to do with me? Well, in order for humans to transform any area of our lives, we need to transform our brain cell, which is the way we are thinking, So I don't know, before coming into this call, what you were thinking. What's going on with this pandemic? How much longer the market is going to, plumb? I mean, I don't know what you were thinking, but you need to transform the way you're thinking. Listen, and then you need to have a reason to get up every morning. That's your stomach cell. That's why when you go on a date or an interview, or you're going to do something exciting, and you hear and you say to yourself, "Oh, I got butterflies." That's where the terminology comes from. It's here. This is where we feel. We don't feel here. We feel here in our stomach, okay? So my daughter tells me, "Daddy, I love you with all my stomach." That's what she tells me, because she knows that's where we feel. So I need you to walk away from this webinar knowing that, okay, what thoughts do I need to transform in order to take my life to another level and really live the best days of my life, regardless of what's going on with pandemic, whatever. And then what is going to give me the motive to do it on a daily basis? So when I wake up, and Ernesto, I look forward to waking up every day. God is my witness. I go to sleep because I need rest, and I need, in order to think, straight and better and get more creative, I need to have rest. And I right now, believe it or not, I still need about 7 hours that I sleep every night. But I go to sleep and I can't wait to wake up every day, because I know I'm waking up to opportunities, but I have a clear understanding and purpose as to why I'm waking up every day. Asked my wife, I was like a kid last night. I said, "Oh, I'm speaking tomorrow to canvas, the team." And she's like, "You spoke to them before?" "Yeah, but you're so you're like a kid." "Yeah, I'm excited because I get excited. And the minute I don't, and you call me, Ernesto, and you ask me to talk to you and your people, I say, "Ernesto, I won't do it." Why? Because I don't feel it anymore, because it doesn't drive me anymore. But it's I went to sleep and I was thinking, okay, what am I going to say, to structuring everything and smiling and seeing your face. Look at that. I was already. So you need to have that. Let me finish here real quick. We got just a few slides to
for everybody watching, we're going to answer all the questions that are being posted. We're going to answer those questions at the end. If you have any other questions, we will also answer them too.
Super. Thank you. So watch this. This is the one that I told you. Imagination is more important than knowledge. For knowledge is limited to all we know now and understand, while imagination embraces the entire world and all there ever will be to know and understand. This is Albert Einstein. Listen to that. Imagination. As I said, guys, read Albert Einstein. He was at another level. That's why his hair was all messed up, because he was always thinking. So innovation. I don't know if I need to go into this one. You guys already know. Is we need to innovate. We need to, folks, your tours, right now, a lot of people don't want to go and see properties with agents. Well, I know agents that are going, opening the door for the people and then stepping out, letting people in, giving them, their space and with the mask and all the stuff, and then coming out. I know agents that are going and they're doing the tour for the people. I know agents that are sending a virtual tour. I know agents that, folks, right now, and I mean this, if you listen to me, if you do not have your own website that is linked to an inbound marketing campaign, where what properties your people visiting that website are looking at. If you don't have a campaign going to those people where you're adding value to those people, and now you convert them from a visitor to a follower, and now you're adding enough value to that person and touching that person. It's called touch marketing. You touch that person, you send them information 5 to 7 times, and between 5 and 7 times they'll take action. They'll call you back. They'll send a message to you. If you don't have a way of automation is the key word right now. You need, if your business is not here, I don't know how long you're going to be in business for, but now is the time. Instead of being
listening to you, and it's like if you have watched every webinar that I have done over the past 2 months.
Oh, you're kidding. No, I only watched the one on Wednesday. I'm sorry. You didn't send me the other one. I swear. But listen, you know how we feel about it, Ernesto. This is, if you're not here, folks, I don't know where you're going to be. I swear, because right now, all I know is the professionals, that's all they're doing right now. That before, the Navy SEALs, before they go out there, because they know they're going to face giants out there, they get ready, they get prepared. The professionals, that's what they're doing right now. They're getting themselves prepared, which they should have been prepared, but hey, guess what? Today's the best day. So it's never too late. Today's the day. But you need to get yourself prepared with technology. I would go out there and people say, oh, why am I going to advertise now? No, now is the time to be investing on PPCs, on Google AdWords, on all this stuff to be relevant. Listen, I put it, this is how I'm putting it. Now is the time to be somebody's hero. What? You'd be laughing. Some of our clients, you know what we're calling our clients to say, folks, even if you need a roll of toilet paper, let me know and I'll get you one. Oh, and they laugh. Oh, you come on, Nestor. It's a joke. No, I'm serious. I got plenty of toilet paper. If you need a roll, I'll send it to you. I'll mail it to you. If you're close to me, I'll bring it to you. Oh man, you know, you're too much. Guess what? It doesn't matter, but it is important for you guys to automate. Listen, automation, centralization. You need to have everything centralized and automated so that even while you're sleeping, you're making money. Trust me, there are ways of doing it. Ernesto, you know there are, and so I'd be more than happy to cover those with you at another time with Ernesto and stuff. But the tools are there. The tools are there. And by the way, your company has most of them already. So, but I know Ernesto's not going to go and have you, hey, download this, do this. You got to want to do it. You got to want to do it. That's why the 80-20 rule. 20% of most companies are bringing 80% of the sales, because that 20 is always willing to do what the 80% is not willing to do. But the 80, you hear complaining, and the company doesn't do this, and the company, you have no clue how many people come to me, Master, if I had this, you've had it for the last 3 years. Or if I had, it's been there for the last 2 years. You had it for the last 7 months, but it's like, I'm not going to come and install it for you. I'm not going to come and do it for you. I'll teach you how to fish, but I'm not going to go fishing for you. But innovation, folks, right now, I don't care how old you are. I don't care. Your business has to be here, and so you can be proud. Okay, innovation distinguishes between a leader and a follower. That's Mr. Jobs over here. I'm closing with this here, folks. This is a phrase that I'm sharing right now. A leader is he who thinks, lives, and communicates hope. Okay, I created an acronym. I love acronyms, and
yes.
I do, folks. Hope. Right now is the time to be humble. We all need to, humility has got to be part of us. I don't care what you've done in the past, who you are. We all need to be humble, because we need to understand that regardless of where you live, you are exposed to these challenging moments. How much money you have, you are exposed to. I don't care what kind of car you drive, what kind of clothes you have. You're at home wearing, sweatpants and sandals and a t-shirt like me, okay? We need to be humble to know that, hey, I need you and you need me. If I take care of myself, I'll be taking care of you. If you take care of yourself, you're taking care of me. It's being humble to know that there's a spot on my back, that if it itches, I cannot reach myself, and I need somebody to scratch me right there. Okay, we need to be humble, and I believe I'm so grateful for these moments that we're going through right now, because it has created that. It has created the awareness of people being humble, saying, you know what, we need each other, and we need to help out each other and work together. Opportunity, folks. There's an opportunity, but more than to sell, there's an opportunity to help and to serve. That's why I gave you that last one. Folks, you have no idea how many people have been calling me and asking me for help. And said, what are you going to charge me? I said, listen, you need help, I'm here to help you. And it's time for sowing, because the time to, for ripping and the harvest is going to come. But how much are you sowing right now is what's going to determine, what kind of harvest you're going to have 3, 6 months, a year down the road. It's so much opportunity to give a word of hope. It's so much opportunity to give, to share your knowledge, to give a hand to somebody. It's opportunity. Peace, folks, the more peaceful you are, the better you can think, the more creative you can be, the more people you can help. Remember, folks, that Harvard did a test, and they did an evaluation that we affect our environment. Whenever we show up somewhere, in 2 minutes, we affect our environment in a good or in a positive way or in a negative way. If I'm peaceful, I can come to you and look at you and tell you, listen, folks, it's okay, and he will be okay. We have gone through so many more, challenges in the past. I mean, Ernesto was covering some of them, and back in the days, 1921, 23, you couldn't apply for a loan back then. Okay, I think it was Joe who said, folks, you needed to send letters because there was no text messaging or none of the stuff. I mean, folks, we have gone through more challenging times than this one's. The difference is that never before has the whole world stopped all at once, and that's why it got all of our attention. But it's ironic that right now everybody with the coronavirus has challenging breathing and the lungs, but yet the earth is breathing. It's so ironic. So instead of being so selfish, I'm thinking, you know what? It's so great that we're giving a break, to the earth. It's so great that we're all having, time to spend time with our families. Believe it or not, some couples, they couldn't stand each other, and now they got nowhere to go, and they need to learn to live with each other and to understand each other and to, apply empathy and all this stuff. Children, I mean, so I see that we got to be at peace, and folks, it's time to encourage one another. It's for encouragement. What can I do to encourage myself, and how can I go and encourage one another? So hope is what I'm preaching right now. And this a little bit more technical and practical, folks. Plan your day, do it the day before, take 15-20 minutes, so that whenever what I see a lot of people waking up, they're waking up, what do I do today? Really? What do I do today? As I said before, Ernesto, people call and say, I got nothing to do, I want to choke. I'm like, get over here and help me, because I can't take all the calls that I have and all the webinars and all the seminars and all the planning. You have no idea. We are restructuring our whole company completely, but the opportunities that are coming up are sick, but we're working harder than before. So plan your day, so when you wake up, you know what it is that you're doing. Folks, get ready in the morning. And yes, I'm going to say it, shower in the morning. Okay, it's proven that your whole your whole body changes when we shower in the morning. We're more alert, we're more creative, and not only that, but if you stay in pajamas and your PJs, your mind remains that way. But when you get up, my wife and I, that's what we agreed on. 7 in the morning, we're waking up like we're going to the office, and we each go to our desk at home. But I'm going to work and she's going to work, and we only make time for each other for breakfast, and we may take time for each other for lunch. Okay, and then during the evening, just it's family time. But you got to get ready in the morning. You got to shower, and you don't have to dress up, but be decent at home, so that
one of the webinars I'm doing this month is about habits. I'm doing that with Erica Inez from Sword Title, and we're putting together a whole presentation on creating good habits, because the world as we live today will begin to open up over the next 15 to 30 days, but it will take a while for those yearning to go back to 2019. And I'm not all butterflies and rainbows. There's gonna be pain, and I keep telling everybody, listen, the pain hasn't started. The pain is gonna start from today on. That's where our industry is gonna feel the pain. But we're putting together a presentation on habits, so someone can have, because some people need something vicious. So we're working as while you're going through more detail. This is what you got to do to make sure you have the habits to be productive. So I'm glad that you're giving them a pre-presentation on that.
Very, very brief, but folks, just get ready and have your day ready. Folks, take breaks. If you go past 2 hours without taking a mental break, it's proven that your production and your productivity goes down. Okay, but if you take a break 10-15 minutes, it shows, and it's proven that your productivity goes back, up to 67-70% back up. Okay, so take breaks during the day, because it's so easy to fall into the trap of going from one call to another. So I did it first week. Trust me, I did it, and I didn't know what to do at the end of the week, because even Sunday I was working all day, and at the end I looked at myself and in the mirror, I said, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" And I noticed that mentally I was drained, and I said, "No more." So I started applying this. And folks, you need to balance yourself between work and family. Again, it's scary and dangerous to be working from home, because I know some people are not disconnecting themselves, and they're going until 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1 in the morning, and you're not disconnected. Folks, you will burn yourself out. But not only that, what is it that you're going to teach your kids? And
you're going to burn your whole household down. You're going to burn the whole household down.
What are you going to tell them about priorities? If oh, Dad, really, Dad, or Mom, is that all you wake up for every day, just to work? Listen, folks, I don't want to work to live. I just don't want to, I myself want to bring that balance where, as I said, I have so much fun. And by the way, it's happening right now. I told you the bad and ugly. It's happening right now that I have so much fun with my family at night that, again, it makes me want to get up the next day, give my best during the day, and I look forward to that time at night again. So keep that balance, okay? There they are, all 4. Folks, I close with this: in the middle of difficulty lies opportunity for those who choose to believe it, for those who make a conscious decision to say, folks, hey, guess what, Nestor? I am making that decision to see opportunity in the middle of difficulty, to see how I can be humble in the middle of difficulty, to see how I can take advantage of all these opportunities that are coming up, to have peace and to be of encouragement to others. So Ernesto, thank you again for this opportunity to allow me to present to those that are present. Folks, that is technology right there. Photoshop, like 5-6 years ago, I don't care to change it, because I like looking at myself like that. It gives me hope. It gives me motivation.
You're putting your focus, your energy will go to that. There you go.
That's why I haven't gained a pound in this last 6 weeks. Okay.
I'm not there, but so
I lost two.
Yeah, there was a couple of questions that came up in the chat. So a couple of people are asking, where can they get more information on you, on your books, and your videos? Is your website the place to find?
NestorOchoa.com.
NestorOchoa.com. Folks, right now, I'm grateful that I know a good percentage of the people of Canvas real estate are Spanish speaking, because I know that for English speaking market, there are hundreds and hundreds of speakers, materials, and all this stuff. And so my focus is mainly Spanish speaking market. I do a lot of work with Latin America. So yes, if you go to NestorOchoa.com, you can download for free. You don't need to buy anything there. Okay, you can download for free right now, like the steps to develop emotional intelligence, how to go, how to approach these days of uncertainty. We're doing a lot of like small ebooks that you can download for free. You sign up, you download them. It's not going to charge you. It's not going to charge you anything. So take advantage of that, please. And for the books, Amazon, you can go and get the Nací para ser feliz on Amazon, or Los 7 Pilares del Éxito, 7 Pillars of Success. I have it in English as well. If anything in this one, we're working on the English version as we speak.
So we're trying to get Nestor next week to do the same thing in Spanish. I think we almost have them tied down. So because I would love to do this in Spanish, because what he said, there's a lot of content in English. There's a lot of stuff being promoted. But for those Spanish speaking, there's not really that much stuff that I will listen to. And so I'm trying to get Nestor to do one in English. You're asking for your website again, Nestor Ochoa.
Yeah, Nestor Ochoa. Yeah, NestorOchoa.com, NestorOchoa.com. And on Instagram or Facebook, you can also follow me there. It's Nestor Ochoa Oficial. Nestor Ochoa Oficial, and you can find me on Facebook. You can find, and folks, again, everything that I'm sharing on my social media is all, words of encouragement, hope, a lot of videos right now that are just bringing hope to people. So that's what you'll find. You won't find anything on politics or any of those topics that are creating division right now. So that's the social media. NestorOchoa.com in Nestor Ochoa Oficial.
They're asking me, what other books do you recommend? I mean, you recommended Blue Ocean. What other books can someone purchase right now, except the 7 Pillars? For those asking, 7 Pillars of Success, that one is a must, but what other books do you recommend out there?
Yeah, folks, just so you know, this one here is very spiritual, and it is more to develop character. This one here, it really transformed my life, because it was, I met 7 guys, 8. The number 8 took me to the 7 guys, and that's the 7 pillars. It represents each one of the guys that I met. That now, by the way, Ernesto, every day at 9 a.m., I have a call with all my mentors. They're out of Ohio, and we call them hope calls. So it's amazing. And this one is more for emotional intelligence. But folks, there's a Bible that really transformed my life, and I can't recommend it enough. And right now, if you do it, because I love it, because it's more of a workbook. So now, since you have more time at hand, it's called Think and Grow Rich. To me, is one that it will help you plan. It will help you. To me, that Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. When I read that book, it transformed my life. It really did. So it's old, but it applies more now than ever, because a lot of things that I cover here, he talks about it in his book. So those are the ones that I recommend. And the Blue Ocean strategy is because it allows you to think outside the box, and there are so many others that you can, think of or search. When you do the Blue Ocean strategy, Amazon will recommend others that are just like it. So
question that came up is technology. I said 2 years ago, and I have it recorded, thank God it was recorded. 2 years ago, in front of a large audience, I said, technology is not going to replace the real estate agent. And if you watch right now what's happening to all the iBuyers, to Redfin, to all of these companies, that they're beginning to disappear because they were pre-profit companies, and companies need to make profit. You, an entrepreneur, more than anybody knows that your company need to make money. You cannot fund your ventures in perpetuity. So I said, technology is not going to replace the real estate agent, but a realtor with technology is going to replace every single realtor without it. I said that 2 years ago, and I see the future now more than ever. You mentioned the phone. I know I have worked very hard on taking all of our tech to our phones to make sure that my agents can have the capability to do a search, draft the contracts, connect through a CRM, to do everything through their phone. Do you think that this, and I called it AC, and my wife said, what? And I said, honey,
I heard
AC
that.
after Corona. She said, no. Call it the pre-open market, because you're not repairing air conditionings. Don't confuse people. So I thought it was AC. I thought I came up with something, but she's smarter than me. So do you think that is reopen market that is beginning to happen in baby steps? Do you think technology is really going to play that much of a part? Because I mean, Zappos, to me, it's mind blowing what they've done. I mean, I've been a Zappos user for 4 years, and I'm an avid runner, and I haven't been to a store to buy running shoes in 4 years, literally. And they last about 6 months, and I just get a new pair, and that's it. So, do you think that technology is really gonna be the driving force, not just in real estate and mortgage, but as a country, that's really where we're heading?
I am. I think you said it best, Ernesto. Is emotions can never be replaced by a phone. Okay. What it is that emotions can be generated through a message, and like you said, a real estate agent, a professional real estate agent who has her business on the phone and has this whole, I call it the ecosystem, which is website, social media, and all the different platforms that come together. As you know, Ernesto, through our company GRC, is exactly what we have been preaching for the last 3 years. And it's a way that, it's important for you to know who's calling you and how you can keep that name and phone number. It's important to, a lead is as good as the next 4 or 5 minutes. and then it becomes, a cold lead, but it's warm for those 4 or 5 minutes. So we have technology that in 17 seconds, agents are replying or responding to their people. I do believe that technology is what is going to make a difference going forward. I do believe that if you, Ernesto, I didn't see it. Maybe I did, and please forgive me.
No.
If at our office, we're setting up a studio, so that people can come in and make videos, YouTube videos and stuff. It is important for you to continue, to add value to your people. So you need to have your YouTube channel, you need to have your Instagram page, you need to have your Facebook, your LinkedIn is more important than ever. But then there are other platforms that are going to help you with intelligence, that we need, so that I'm not doing all the work. As I said, we have technology now that I know when somebody is looking at information, and I'm sleeping, but I know that, if they looked at a property, I know that they're looking at similar properties, and the system will allow me it will let me know automatically. It will give me notifications that the client is doing that. I don't know what time they go to bed or what time they get up or what searches they're doing, but the system does. And there's so much artificial intelligence now. So unfortunately, however you want to put it, it is. I do see technology playing a huge, huge part going forward. It will transform everything. It will transform. I mean, we have been talking about it. We knew we were going there, but now it just dropped. I mean, it dropped on us, and a lot of people were not ready and prepared. So please, if you haven't, whatever it is they do, and Ernesto, not because you're here, but one of the things I admire you and respect you for is that you are always looking at what's the latest out there and how can we automate. Take that word with you, automation. Automation is what allows you to go to sleep and wake up and still make money, okay? Automation is what allows you to go to sleep, wake up, and your system send out 10 emails to people without you even knowing. And people will call you and say, hey, by the way, thanks for the email. And you're like, oh, my pleasure, and you were sleeping, okay? And the system did it for you. So automation and centralization, I think, are going to be two key words that going forward are needed in order for us to take our game to another level.
I have one last question, and then we're gonna wrap this up because we really have gone over. So So this one, it's anonymous. It can be anonymous. It says Nestor. Thank you for for this such an inspirational presentation. But I'm having hard times in the morning getting my day going. It's the uncertainty. It's too much. I'm translating from Spanish to English. The uncertainty is too much. What can I do? You mentioned things. What can I do to get myself going to make sure that I am the man that I need to be?
Okay. Well, first of all, thank you, by the way, for asking, because maybe a lot of people on the call are feeling or going through the same thing. They just don't have the courage to ask. I was asked that question last week on Wednesday from someone from Colombia. She was having anxiety attacks, and I want you who are asking the question to know that my emotions are the result of my thoughts. Okay, if I want to change how I feel, I need to change what I'm thinking. So that uncertainty you are creating to yourself. You are the only one creating that uncertainty. And I wish I could give you something better, a better answer, but there's only one way that you can change that, is to find really a motive, a drive, something that's going to drive you to get up from bed. When I hear somebody come to me and say those things, I know somebody who's lacking purpose. I've been there, okay? So if you have a clear purpose as to what it is that you are going to do the next day, you're going to want to get up at, by the way, today I had my alarm set up at 7 a.m, but I had my whole day. I've been on calls since 9 a.m, and I had my plan. I had an amazing day planned for the day, and that I woke up at 6:43 without alarm, just because I wanted to wake up. You know what I'm saying? I went to sleep so excited about today that I didn't need an alarm to wake me up. but sometimes we just don't have the drive, and the alarm can go off and snooze and snooze, and we can, and we're so sick that we can snooze 10 times instead of putting it an hour later, okay? But I've been there, just like you. And this is what I found. It's called redirecting our minds. Is if whatever I feel, I know is a reaction of what I'm thinking. So let's do the exercise, if I may. First of all, if you're in bed, you need to get out of bed, okay? If you're sitting down, you need to get up. Our physiology affects our psychology. Keep that in mind. My physiology affects my psychology. So I need to get my body going. That's why your mentor here is recommending exercise. When you wake up in the morning and you take at least 30 minutes, 20 minutes, the studies show that if you only walk for 20 minutes, your whole brain will transform in the morning and you'll be more alert, in that sense of, I can't get going, will change. You come home, you shower, and as you're showering, what kind of music are you playing? I play music while I shower, and I dance while I shower, okay? Believe it or not, I dance because I can't sing. I don't have the voice to sing, so I dance, okay? I look for solutions. So I play music that I know that it gets me going, and I'll shower, and when I come out, I'm ready to go. But it starts with putting your body in motion. So if I don't know how you're sitting right now, but if you sit up straight, you can see. Ernesto, can you sit up straight? You're the only one that I'm seeing. If you see that, right there and then your whole state changes. So we need to be aware of our state. Okay, so if I change my physiology, my psychology changes. Then I want all of you to be that are on this call. Ernesto, I want you to bring a happy moment to your life, but like one that, wow, like, one of those that, okay, I can see you're already brought, because look, your face is transformed. You're already smiling. Okay, now I want you to give me, Ernesto, even if you need to fake it, I don't care. Not that you do, because you smile often, but give me a forced smile, like fake it, like really big smile. Keep it like that. Keep it like that. Okay, shoulders up. Keep it like that, and without changing that pose, I want you to get sad. Be sad or down without changing that pose. Be sad or down.
You can't. Your smile fell.
You see, you started to change it. Yeah. Listen, it's humanly impossible to be smiling, to be with the right physiology and the right mentality and thoughts, and be down. It's humanly impossible. I don't care who you are, but if you're thinking of something positive, so folks, I know that a lot of times we feel that, panic and anxiety and uncertainty because we're thinking of our current condition. And we look, okay, what does my bank account look like? What does my relationship look like? What does my kids, what do they look, what do I look like? If you think of your current situation, it's going to keep you there. But faith, listen to this, is what we haven't seen and things that we expect. Okay, it's those things that I'm expecting and things that I haven't seen, that's faith. So I do know that tomorrow will be better than today. I do know that tomorrow bigger doors are going to open. I do know that tomorrow my relationship with my wife is going to be better than today. With my kids, I do know that my company is going to grow bigger than it is right now. I do know that new doors are. So that's because that's what I have control. And what I think of my future, it would affect my present. So please don't stay on your current situation. Think of where it is that you want to go to, and I know it'll help you. If you do it religiously, trust me.
And it doesn't have to be a huge goal. I mean, it doesn't. You don't have to set a monumental goal for the day. Just set a goal, accomplish it, and I think that will do a lot. Because listen, you got one task done.
I'm glad you mentioned it. One of my methodologies when I work with companies and help them is called a small methodology. A specific, measurable action that you do little by little. The smaller, the better. Okay, the smaller, the better, because when you accomplish now, you won. You accomplished something. But today I'm going to lose 4 pounds. What? No, because then you weigh yourself the next day and you lost 0.3 pounds. Okay, and you're, oh my God, no. Celebrate that you didn't gain, a pound. So it's a matter of how we see it. But thank you for asking. I hope it helps. No,
that's a great tip. Well, everybody, this went way over, but I mean, it's great. I'm trying to coordinate a day in Spanish next week that I can bring Nestor so we can do this again in Spanish. Please go to his website. There's tons of free stuff that he has on his website. Great videos. You know, we also have in our website on our YouTube channel the video from when he spoke at our conference a couple of years ago. Nestor, it has been a pleasure. Thank you so much. You know, I think even I have a bunch of notes that I took down of stuff that you said that, you know, I got to work on. You know, and that, and I took a couple of screenshots of things that you said, because, you know, we can always learn something new. We can always pick up something new. Thank you everybody that has tuned in and shared this message. If you need to reach Nestor, you can reach him through his Instagram, which is Nestor Ochoa, Oficial. You can reach him through there or through his website. Ha sido todo un placer, my friend. I look forward to maybe doing this next week in Spanish.
Ernesto, my pleasure. By the way, I'll be more than happy to share the slides with you via email. I'll send it to you via PDF so that, you know, without, so it's not so heavy. Whatever I have is yours, man. You know what? You know that we're family, we're brothers, and thank you for the opportunity to open, you know, your company and your people. God bless you all. Let's continue making of this day an amazing day, and we know we're gonna get through this together. So tomorrow will be a better day. God bless you all.
Cuídate.
Bye bye now.